Town Park. This is Boss Hogg Radio, home of Born to Ride Radio.
DB, are you joining us tonight?
Oh, I'm just more comfortable sitting here than in there.
Well, they've kind of cluttered your space up in there again.
This is Boss Hogg Radio, home of Born to Ride Radio.
Born to Ride is sponsored in part by Rubenstein Law, 1-800-FL-LEGAL, representing riders since 1988. Offices throughout Florida, 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Born to Ride is a multimedia marketing and promotional machine with TV, magazines, streaming radio, and internet advertising opportunities. There are tens of thousands of motorcycles. We reach the people who ride with Born to Ride. Find out more at borntoride.com. You can join the motorcycle.
And welcome back to another edition of Born to Ride Radio. This Thursday evening, it is February the 11th already. Second week of February. Boy, this year is flying by, folks. Starting it off, want to say thank you for Rubenstein Law, 1-800-FL-LEGAL, representing bikers and riders since 1988. Wouldn't be possible without their support and help. But it's been a busy week, Mama Dukes, and
Yes.
we've got some things going on. Ron and Debbie Galletti will not be in the studio tonight.
Must be a busy week for them, too.
Yeah, busy week for them, but
That's a good thing, though. That's a very good thing.
absolutely, things are going on. Absolutely, it is.
System
You've been
sound.
busy yourself there. We're working on a event that it's going to be coming
It's
up
not.
in
It's
April.
not.
Yeah.
I think it's
Talk
all-
about that a
Yes,
little
we
bit.
will
No,
be,
it's
Mama
not
Duke's
on me.
Production will
It's
be
not on
putting
me.
on what is called Central
hasn't
Florida's
expired.
Cannabis Fest. It is April 24th, 25th. It is a 2-day event. It is free, no charge. We'll have live music,
Okay.
vendors, entertainment. It is a family-friendly event, so bring the kids, come out. We'll have a couple bounce houses.
Okay.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Okay,
And then we've got Valentine's Day this weekend,
it's Sunday.
and next weekend, Thunder by the Bay.
Thunder by the Bay, yes sir. We'll have a couple of calls in. I think we've got the local Harley Davidson dealership that'll be calling in this evening. We've got Dave Nichols calling in. They're going to have Paco, and if you're not familiar with Paco, you're going to learn a lot about that tonight because they do some fantastic work, bike frames and all sorts of things there. So, and I believe we've got someone else from Thunder by the Bay, but that is right around the corner. In fact, one of my afternoon drive listeners said, called in requesting something this afternoon. And he says, "I'll see you at Thunder by the Bay next week." He says he's looking forward to it. He's been planning, he's been listening, hearing about it, and
Manage
wanting
sound
to be out
devices.
there. So, yes, that starts next Friday. a Friday a week from tomorrow, Thunder by the Bay. And that is
Input
the
devices,
19th,
rear
20th,
line,
and
microphones,
21st.
two
At the
HD
Sarasota
webcams,
Fairgrounds.
Sarasota
HD
Fairgrounds.
I think
webcam.
everybody's looking forward to it, ready to be out and about.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes.
So,
Rear
I was
line,
getting ready to say,
okay.
where's our other co-host, Dave Nichols?
Well,
Oh,
oh, let's see if we got him here. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Yes.
there he
Hey,
is.
there he is. Were your ears burning, Dave? Okay.
I just said, where's our other co-host, Dave at?
We were talking about, go ahead. We were discussing just what we were going to be going on tonight. We were going to have Paco calling in. You're going to be interviewing them, and we're going to be talking about Thunder by the Bay. That's going to be going on starting next Friday. Absolutely.
Now, you'll be here for Thunder by the Bay, too, correct?
He was, but I think you can't make it, right?
Oh, so they're
they're a
saying
little
no,
more-
no, no.
They're seeing all this craziness going on in Florida. We're not wearing the mask. If you saw the Super Bowl boat parade, and I'm sure that's been all over the nation's news there. Okay, we're getting a rap. Okay, but I mean, I don't know that it's not a super spreader here, but who knows what's going on there from that standpoint. But no, Dave would have to quarantine himself after he got back. So there's just too much going on to be able to do that. So sadly, he was going to be here, but those plans changed.
I
didn't
know
they, Dave?
Debbie and Ron was really looking forward to it,
They
too.
were.
So, probably you as well, Dave.
On the right radio. Okay. Yeah, hold on just a second, Jeff. We'll be with you momentarily. Okay.
Yeah, I think Fester's got one of them on the... Oh, that's Chef.
Okay, now before we get to that, you said Oregon, and Dave, I'm always curious when we talk to people around the country, what is the weather like, and what's the temperature up in Oregon right now?
Hey. Okay. Okay. I don't know what you mean by the right one.
Right now we're at
Oh, on the back
74
of
and
the computer.
expecting to drop down to about
Put it in
65,
the red.
and no rain here in Florida. So one of the reasons I love
Yes.
Florida.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I just did that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we've got Jeff on the line. I'm going to bring him on, Dave, if you don't mind. Let's see if we can get him. Hello, Jeff. Are you there?
Okay.
I am here. How's it going?
Just
Hey,
fine.
Jeff.
And you're up in Indiana right now, correct?
Yes, I'm
I can only imagine. I know Pennsylvania this morning was telling us they were like in the 30s or something.
Yes.
And I know Minnesota is like -9 degrees. And we've got some
in
regular
the
listeners
rain
that
cam
call
itself,
in
it
each
says
morning and give us
microphone
weather
HD
updates
webcam
there.
C 615.
Today, and then we've been dipping down to below 0 a little bit. So
It has system sound, but every time I click on it, it doesn't do anything.
Well, I think you're looking forward
Yeah,
to
as a
definitely
click
coming
says
down here
audio device.
with that weather that you've had there. That's for sure. You want to let the listeners know what's going on, what's happening here.
Rear microphone, is that what I need?
I'm on board again for the 2021 season, along with Born to Ride TV and magazine. You know, Ron's a big help with me, and him and Deb just been great getting all the media stuff done for me, and getting it all out there so everybody can come to the races and enjoy it. So what we have is we have the Quad World Finals and Motorcycle Finals in Pensacola, Florida, at the Pensacola Dirt Track, and we also are going to be over at Southern Raceway in Milton, and Robbie McClendon down there that, he's a big promoter in the flat track industry. Him and I are teaming up once again, and so we're going to have those races on Friday, February the 26th, and Saturday, February the 27th, and we have a practice night Thursday, February 25th. So the 25th, 26th, 27th, racing will be going on at Pensacola Dirt Track and Southern Raceway over in Milton, and we came up with a $7,000 purse for that event, $5,000 for the quads and $2,000 for the motorcycles for the pro guys. So we're looking forward to it, and I think after the 2020 year, it was real difficult for a lot of promoters, and including myself, as you well know. So we've got some great events on the schedule this year, and I'm looking to put on a couple more down in Florida. I'm hoping to probably get 6 down there this year, and then I've got Lime, Ohio half mile amateur series. Hadn't been there in 20 years, and that's exciting for a lot of the amateurs come in Lime, Ohio, and Shipshewana, Indiana. We got a doubleheader up there at the MEC Arena, April 2nd, April 3rd. Napanee, Indiana, nice short track, limestone there. Circleville, Ohio, half miles. Michigan, half miles. So I think everything's looking up for the 2021 season.
Oh, awesome there. And one more time before you get out of here, the Pensacola dates.
Yeah, the Pensacola dates is Thursday. We have open practice February the 25th, Friday February 26th, and Saturday February 27th over in Milton. And tickets are only $10 for fans. That's it. So we'd love to see a whole bunch of riders from the Tampa area, motorcycle groups, stick right up to Pensacola that weekend. It's going to be one hell of a show, one hell of an event.
Well, that's perfect timing because, we've got Thunder by the Bay in Sarasota the weekend before. The next weekend, you can go up there to Pensacola, and then the following weekend, it'll be Daytona Bike Week. Yes, sirree. So you squeeze that one right in perfectly there.
Well, and real quick before I get off there, I'm working something out. Hopefully I can get the deal done next week. We might be holding a race at Bubba's Speedway up in Ocala, and that would be during the bike week. I believe that race, I'm trying to get a date, March the 10th, up at Bubba's Speedway in Ocala. So that would be a great venue as well.
Oh, awesome. Well, we appreciate you calling in and giving us a little bit of update. You got any questions, Dave?
I just want to go there too now.
Dave, if you get there, I get you a free pass, buddy. How about that?
Dave, you're grounded from Florida right now.
I know, man. It's terrible because there's all this great stuff coming up in Florida, and I'm here. It's raining on me, and I'm stuck in the damn quarantine.
Well, it's going to end sometime. Sooner or later, it's going to end, Dave.
Yes,
we'll get you out. We'll get you out and about then.
Thank goodness for the internet.
Well, we appreciate you calling in, Jeff, and giving us an update. and looking forward to it. Let us know about that Ocala if that happens there for us, okay?
Yep, I sure will, and thanks for having me on, and you guys be safe out there, and Dave, try to stay dry.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks so much. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Oh,
All right. How about that? He sounds like he's just got nonstop events going on, man.
well,
Busy guy.
if you ever get
Yeah.
a chance to go out and see the dirt track racing, folks, I'll tell you what, it's something else. It is something else.
It's big fun. It really is. You know, and before we have Scotty come on from Rossiter's Harley, I wanted to talk a little bit about Thunder by the Bay and Choppertown Live and all that's coming up February 19th through the 21st in beautiful Sarasota, Florida at the fairgrounds.
Now, if you're confused with the dates, listeners, that's next Friday.
Yeah.
That's how quickly this is sneaking up on you here. So if you haven't got your plans made, you need to change them and start blocking out next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, so Thunder by the Bay, which is at the Sarasota Fairgrounds this year, that should be a great place for this incredible bike run. And not only is it multi-days and there's all kinds of stuff to do and great music and great food and, you know, all that, we, Born to Ride brought in Choppertown Live, which is the closest thing that you'll probably come to in Florida to an event like Born Free out in California, where you've got all these custom chopper builders, right? And we're talking about over 50 custom chopper builders. They're all bringing their latest, greatest custom choppers so everybody can check them out. And the big thing is, not only are there all these different bike shows during those few days, there's a number of bike shows. There's a great contest that is just, you know, for stereos on bikes. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff to keep you busy during Thunder by the Bay. But Choppertown Live is actually its own show. There's a building that they put up just for Choppertown Live, and it's all these panheads and shovel heads and beautiful, you know, long bikes. So it looks like the 60s all over again, you know. And what we did is Born to Ride got Mondo, world famous Mondo from Denver's Choppers, to build us a custom Springer front end that we're going to be giving away to the best of show winner in that competition. So that's neat. And then we've got Paco, and Paco has been around for over 50 years. And for those of you that don't know, Paco Motorcycle Parts, they're out of Reno, Nevada. And basically it's a great big building where raw materials go in one end and custom bikes come out the other end, right? They make everything. They make frames and tanks and fenders and anything that you could possibly need for either a vintage Harley or a custom bike, you know, a chopper or a bobber. They make everything. And so I've worked with them for years, and I said, hey, how about a chopper frame? So they got so excited about this that they are making one from scratch, and they're going to have pictures of it pretty soon for us to see, because the winner will also get this beautiful, you know, rigid frame to build the next great chopper on. You know, and then we've got Mid-USA. They're donating some money. I mean, we've got all kinds of prizes and stuff. It's going to be it's going to be a big hoop-de-doo.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what it's gonna be.
Absolutely. There's on-site camping available. Bring your own lawn chair or your blanket. There's a $5 gate. 12 years and under, get in free, folks. Okay, but I mean, this is the Sarasota Fairgrounds, February 19th through the 21st. That is starting next Friday evening there. And I think Saturday you're looking, the gates opening at 11 a.m. That's the motorcycle stereo sound off competition. Live music is starting at 1:30 in the afternoon. Twinkle and Rock Soul Radio. At 3:30 there's the one night rodeo, and at 6 p.m. is Maiden Cane. Just for some of the music lineup there from that standpoint, this is going to be a great fair, or a great festival, I should say, and the benefits are for Suncoast Charities for Children. So it's all great for a great cause, getting out there and just simply enjoying the motorcycle lifestyle there.
I also believe if you go to their website, if you want to go down for the whole weekend, they're giving discount rates at, I think they've got a few different hotels lined up on their website you can look into too if you just want to spend the weekend down there.
Wow. That sounds great. That sounds amazing. Yeah, and Ron sent me over a flyer. Let me see if I can pull that up here too. Because he sent me a flyer. Yeah, here it is. This is about the bike show that's going to be happening on Sunday, February 21st, at the fairgrounds there. That is that's what Scotty's going to be talking to us about. And it's this phenomenal, over $5,000 in cash and prizes and trophies. That's pretty amazing, and that's from our friends at Rossiter's.
And I think that's a 17 class bike show, if I'm not mistaken. In other words, you going to be all styles, all of them there.
Yep. They've got awards for vintage Harleys. They've got an American-made class. They've got Sportsters, dressers, modified dressers, and like an extreme dresser, the kind that have big, gigantic front wheels and that kind of stuff. And then they've got a sport cruiser class. They've got a bunch of stuff. They've got basically every kind of custom bike that you could think of. They've even got a metric cruiser class. So, bring your bike on out to this thing. This sounds like a great deal, and there's going to have a Best of Show winner for overall best bike there of the day. And they even have a special prize for the most patriotic themed bike. So that's kind of cool.
It sounds like it, yes. I'm sure there's going to be some red, white, and blue there, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah,
indeed. So Scotty will be coming up here in a few minutes. He'll tell us all the details. But, Thunder by the Bay has been going on for a long time, but this is going to be a big year. I have a feeling all the bikers down in Florida are dying to get out and do something unlike this.
Yeah, everybody's been cooped up. They're ready. They're ready for
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's why I was so excited to come down there and be a part of it. And I thought, oh man.
I believe the weather's going to be like perfect too. So. Hopefully.
Yeah. See, and I know Ron will be out there with the video crew and everything. So we'll not only get great coverage of the event, but then whoever wins the bike show, the big chopper show at Thunder by the Bay, the Chopper Town Live show, I can guarantee you whoever wins that's going to get a bike feature in Born to Ride magazine.
Oh, absolutely. And Rossiter's Harley Davidson down there in Sarasota is a big part of it. I mean, Thunder by the Bay wouldn't happen without the contribution by Rossiter. And we've got Scott on the line from Rossiter's right now. Are you there, Scott?
Yeah, I'm here with you. Thanks.
Okay. Well, welcome to Born to Ride Radio this Thursday evening.
Well, thanks for having me on.
We're about a week away from it all getting started, aren't we, Scott?
Well, yeah, but most of us have started probably about 6 months ago.
I would imagine so.
It's all coming together in about the next week. Yeah, I agree.
So you want to let the listeners know just what they can expect and what's going on, what Rossiter's doing there, too?
Well, this is I hope everybody knows all about it. If you don't, we've been doing this for 23 years now. This is a long time coming together every year. Well, for the past couple of years, it's finally been at the fairgrounds, so we've settled down, as it were. I know everybody would love to have it back downtown, but that's just not going to happen, so let's give up on that. The fairgrounds is more than accommodating, and it works well with us for the past couple of years to make this event grow every year since then. Real excited to see what's going to happen this year. From the standpoint of with everything with COVID and everybody being, stuck in their homes for the past year, if this is how this is going to come off, I expect a pretty good turnout, judging by how it's been lately at some other events around the town.
Oh, absolutely, Scott. I was there at Gibtown, and the crowds were out there. They were enjoying the weather, enjoying Florida, just being out and having a great time. So I'm certainly looking forward to Thunder by the Bay.
Yeah, it should be a great turnout.
Well, so Scotty, this is Dave Nichols here. I was wondering, man, I was reading off to everybody some of the different categories in the bike show. Can you talk about that a little bit and tell us, because it sounds like you've got a category for just about any kind of motorcycle.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm glad you mentioned that, because we've been doing this. Like I said, I think Bobby from Haps and myself have been working on this show over 15 years. We didn't originally, when we started Thunder 23 years ago, we didn't have all the stuff we do today. But so the bike show has evolved, and it seems every year we add or change something to make the show fit the times. For example, I don't want to go through all the classes. You can go to thunderbythebay.org and see the classes. But, for instance, the J class, which is now our extreme softail class, used to be the chopper class. Now, those are technically softails, so they would still fit here. But this is more so for the builders in the area that have taken the softail, just as they have done with the touring bikes over the past few years, and made these softails just extreme with the 26-inch, 32-inch front wheels, lay frames. Corey Souza, to be named, has done some amazing work in the area. So we kind of made this class to fit that bike now, because that's up and coming, I feel. And we've also added a new class this year. We're going to add the People's Choice. So for those of you that, want to voice your opinion, well, it costs you $1 to voice your opinion, and you could pick the best bike of the show, because maybe Bobby and myself aren't correct. So this gives you that leeway and a donation to the charity to give your opinion.
Well, and remember, ladies, if you're going to this event and you decide to vote on the bikes, just remember, don't pick a bike just because it matches your couch or something like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We used to have people do that at the Easy Riders show. You'd have a famous bike builder standing next to just regular people, and they all had an equal vote, right, for People's Choice. And it's like, come on, don't vote for that bike. Vote for this bike. But yeah, I hear you. I think that's brilliant, and I think you're right about the Softails, because a lot of people that I know are doing some pretty amazing things with Softails. Recently we had a bike on the cover of Born to Ride that was built by John Shope out in Arizona. And he's got this whole thing he's doing called Dirty Tails, where he takes a stock, what used to be a stock Softail, and he kind of makes it look like an old FLH with shocks in the back, but it sits real low, and they're just really cool looking bikes.
Okay, well, we're coming up on our first break. We're going to have to take a moment, pay a few bills, but we'll be right back with Dave Nichols and Scotty from Rossiter's. And we've got the second half of Born to Ride Radio coming your way.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere, folks.
all-new BornToRide.com with radio, TV, industry, adventure, events, magazine, social media, and much more. It's the all-new BornToRide.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein, and this is Rubenstein's Rules for Personal Injury. Rule number 1, get an attorney. When you or a loved one have been injured by another's negligence, an experienced attorney can make a huge difference. At Rubenstein Law, we will find all of the insurance, make sure your injuries are documented, and work to get you the best result. While each case is different, a well-known insurance company's own study showed people with a lawyer on average got more money. Call Rubenstein Law at 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Find us on Facebook, Born to Ride TV and magazine, the ultimate multimedia biker experience.
You can join the motorcycle enthusiast conversation at 863-225-2000. Now, here's more of your hosts, Fester Jenkins and Mama Dukes on Born to Ride Radio.
Welcome back to Born to Ride Radio. I've got Mama Dukes in the studio. Ron and Debbie Galletti unfortunately couldn't be here this evening, but we've got Dave Nichols, editor-in-chief of Born to Ride magazine and the multimedia conglomerate that it's becoming. And we've got Scott from Rossiter's Harley-Davidson down there in Sarasota. Welcome back, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much. So, Scotty, tell us some more about this bike show. This is like 17 different classes, right?
Yeah, 17 different classes. We've had, again, like I said, Bobby and myself have, over the years, modified it. We have everything. We basically try to cover all the bases. So we have the vintage class for Harley-Davidson, and we have the vintage class for the imports. We have the American-made class because we were having some problems. Not problems, I don't want to say that word. The Indians were being left out, and the Ridleys and the Victories. So we made an American-made class. So they qualify in there because every other class is predominantly Harley-Davidson. So we wanted to have a little something for everybody, which is what I think we've done. And then we've got 3 dresser classes because the dresser, as we all know, has just become the blank canvas. You buy a Harley-Davidson Street Glide, and then you can just, sky's the limit with what they're doing right now. So I'm excited with that class again this year. Then the Sport Cruiser and the Custom Cruisers. The Rat Rod, we've had several Rat Rods the last few years have just been amazing and stunning even to look at. I'm sure you've seen a few with your Easy Rider pass with that Rat Rod. The one I like the best, besides the Extreme Softail, is the backyard builds. These guys that come in and, you know, manufacture these frames and put oil lines where they're not supposed to be oil lines, and, you know, some of the stuff that these couple of guys are doing down in Venice and bring to the show. And another name is locally is Tim Furstenberger, has been great with what he does with these Sportsters. It's just amazing. Every year he brings a bike and does amazing things with these motorcycles. So I'm excited to see what he brings this year. And then we get into the metric class. We've got the metric cruiser, the metric sport bike. Of course, I said the vintage, which we changed that. We used to have a different year on that, but now we're doing pre-1984 per one of Bobby's requests to make this class a little fair. And then the cafe class we added a couple years ago. And then the metric minis. Not everybody knows what that is, but scooters, mopeds, Groms, Ruckus. If you've seen what these kids are doing to these Ruckuses, it's a sight to be seen. It's amazing. They're stretching them, they're lowering them, they're putting big engines in them. And we had probably 15 of them show up a couple years ago out of Tampa. And I couldn't imagine driving something like that over the Skyway. If you know what a Ruckus is, it's they're pretty cool, and they're modifying the heck out of them. So they're pretty neat to see. And then we finish off with the 3-wheel class. So anything with 3 wheels, we'll judge it and take a look at it. But we are kind of partial to the motorcycle-based 3-wheelers.
Now, Scotty, if somebody wanted to, is there still time for them to register to be in any of these shows? And if so, how do they do that?
Okay, that's the easy part. You can do it one of two ways. Go to thunderbythebay.org, click on Bike Show, and you'll see a registration form there. Fill out the registration and bring it in to the Bike Show. Gates open at 12. So there's registration for the Bike Show. So it's going to be a little fast-paced because Sunday, gates open at 12 and close at 5. Registration closes at 2 for the Bike Show. So from 12 to 2, we got to get you parked, we got to get you registered. We start judging at 2, and it takes myself and Bobby all of 2 hours to get on stage by 4 o'clock to get everybody in and out of there quickly. So unfortunately,
that's a lot of judging for 2 hours, man.
Yeah, it's jam-packed, and we cheat a little bit. We do a little bit when we're doing registration. So if you see us walking down and we're not paying enough attention to your bike, don't feel that we missed it. We just, Bobby and I do registration, so we're right there looking at the bikes too. So we're catching things we want to see.
Yep, I used to do the same thing as they would come in to register them. I'd make little notes on my pad, And, I was going to ask you, you've got 3 different bagger classes, and so I'm guessing that your basic Harley dresser class, that's for bikes that are still somewhat stock. You probably don't allow those bikes to have any alterations to the frame. But then you've also got like a modified dresser class. Can they change the neck on those?
No. On the modified dresser, there's no frame modifications allowed, and they can have up to a 21-inch wheel. Okay, so
I got you.
That's
so
kind of where we play with the wheel there.
Yeah, so the extreme dresser, that's where you're talking about really changing up the frame and everything, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's no holds barred. The proverbial run what you brung. Class, stretch it, rake it, slam it, do whatever you want to it. But you got to have a bigger than 21-inch wheel to play in that class. So, and most of those guys do.
And then I noticed that you've got a lot of prizes. You've got cash prizes as well as trophies. Tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so we started this a couple of years ago. We had a trophy sponsor step up. So that left a little bit of cash, and then Lucy has, through sponsorship, found a way to give some prize money away. So for every one of these 17 classes, first place gets a $200 in cash. That was a funny story the first year that somebody tried to hand me some checks. I said, well, you don't want to be writing checks for this time. But so we overcame that hurdle quickly. But yeah, you get $200 for first place and a trophy. Second place for each class, all 17 classes, getting $100 and a trophy. And then the best overall, best of show, gets $300 in cash and a trophy. And then most patriotic, because that's kind of what we're doing, is the Patriot thing, gets $100 and a trophy. And then of course Rick Rosser, he likes to pick his own favorite bike. You get $100 cash, a trophy, and then your name goes on a plaque on a large trophy at the dealership forever. So that's kind of cool, something we've done there.
Well, so what does Rick like? I mean, what would be his favorite bike if he had a Rick's Choice bike? What kind of bike are we talking about?
I'm not even going to say because one year, I think it was last year, there was a bike that had a supercharger on it, and it was raked out, very pro-street looking, and he liked that. And the year before that, there was a Sportster there. The year before that, there was a 45. Oh, I don't even remember what it was. It was in the vintage class, and so it's very eclectic taste. I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah,
what like this
sounds right. Sounds like he's all over the place. That's fair, though. That's good. And so, Scotty, 100% of registration and gate fees go to support Suncoast Charities for Children, right?
Absolutely. I don't know of anybody that's getting paid and making money at this event. Well, we do have to pay the fairgrounds, but all the gate proceeds and all these prizes, everything goes to the charity. People that want to donate it back goes right to the charity. We do like that, by the way. Just FYI.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Can we take a minute to talk about this motorcycle stereo sound-off competition?
Yeah, sure. I thought Corey Souza was going to call in. Is that not?
Yeah, I think Corey's going to be part of that.
Okay. We just don't miss that.
They do that. That's a whole. That's a whole other thing, right?
But before Scotty gets out here, Scotty, I do want to talk about the United We Ride American Strong Motorcycle Charity Ride that y'all are putting on, right? Y'all are part of that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's we started at 10 o'clock at Rossiter's. We're going to open up the store on Sunday, so if you get there a little bit early, the store will be open. You can go pick out a few last-minute knickknacks or some cleaning supplies to get your bike ready for the show. 10 to 11:30. That's $15 per rider, and it leaves at 11:45, and it heads to the Sarasota County Fairgrounds, obviously, to end up at the event. Again, that $15 goes right to the charity. So, again, it's all about supporting the charity and all the kids. 7 different charities, I think.
Well, that's
awesome. So
awesome.
Cool. Well, you know, Scotty, I know we've only got a few more minutes with you, but I wanted to ask you, down at Rossiter's, tell us a little bit about the 2021 Harleys. Tell us about that, because I bet you everybody that's listening in would love to hear about some of the new things that are coming out for 2021.
Okay, putting the pressure on me now. Okay, great. Well, they've gone. They're kind of going back to the basics with the mindset now. So they've cut back on some models. The Pan America is the all-terrain machine, supposed to debut. I think the 22nd of this month, February. So if you want to check out HarleyDavidson.com, and you can register and watch it yourself, just like we get to watch it live. The Pan America, the Revolution Max is this new motor coming out, and you might see that in more things than just this Pan America, but I'm not allowed to say.
But
the technology in this motor is really, really cool. For Harley, this is state of the art. What's going on with this motor? But again, I'm not allowed to say. The biggest change, I guess, for all of the prior M8 customers that have had concerns, I'm going to say, with the clutch, we've gone back to a manual clutch cable. So the hydraulic clutch cable is no longer on any of the models. Yeah. So that's the biggest change. No changes to the engine transmission. They did come out. They put a 114 in the Street Bob. So that's the fastest, lightest bike, I guess you might want to call it.
Yep.
They brought back colors to the CVO line, which I am so thankful for, because I love the colors. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and those CVO bikes are gorgeous.
Yep, they are beautiful this year.
Well, cool deal, man. Scotty, I really appreciate you coming on and telling us a little bit about the bike show. I'm telling you, I was really looking forward to being there and being a part of that. But I don't get to come out and play. So maybe next year.
They won't let you out? I'm always looking for celebrity guest judges.
Yeah, they won't let me out.
I'll have to talk to Ron. You can come help me judge the show on Sunday.
Yeah. That would be good.
Well, we thank so much, Scotty. One more time, do you want to give them the dates and Sarasota Fairgrounds? How do they get to the Sarasota Fairgrounds?
Oh, Sarasota Fairgrounds, exit 210, Fruitville Road. I'm going to say it's probably 5 miles on your left-hand side. Can't miss it. Right before Tuttle Road.
Okay. Well, then if it's running Fruitville Road, that's running parallel with 75, right?
Oh, not parallel.
No. Oh, Fruitville. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. My bad there. Okay. So it is east of
Head west.
Head west off of Interstate.
Head west off of 75.
Okay. Very good. Looking forward to being there myself for the first time. I know it's been going on for a number of years, but this will be my first time enjoying the event. So thanks for coming in, Scotty, and calling in.
All right. Thanks very much, guys. Hope to see you all here on Sunday or Saturday.
Absolutely. Okay. Thanks.
Thanks, Scotty.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Pretty cool. Wow. That was neat.
Oh, absolutely. I've been getting excited working with Ron and Debbie the past 6-8 months, and with just reading about this, talking about it. I mean, the words it can't get here. Next Friday can't get here quick enough. What are you giggling about over there, DB?
DB's in the studio with us too.
Yeah, I've never seen you so giddy. I know that's not the word you want to hear, but
okay.
You're excited. It's good. I like to see people excited about things.
DB, will you be heading down there?
Oh,
will you be going and checking it out?
Well, no.
Yep.
Sorry, no, I can't do it. Unfortunately, I would want to go because I love bikes. I've watched all those biker build-offs on TV and Discovery Channel. Never had the courage to get on a bike, but I love the artistry when people build bikes. It is amazing. It is amazing. Actually, the Born to Ride has Indian Larry in there, and I remember when he built the chain bike. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes, it was fantastic. I loved it, and yeah. Not to bring up a somber moment, but yes. I just seen his picture, and it just brought back all those build-offs I watched. It was amazing.
It is.
Yeah,
I mean,
it truly was.
Truly a lot of talent out there, and it's and these shows, the builders, they bring it here, and all it does is encourage them to come out and do it bigger and better the next year from that standpoint. And it just every year it just gets more awesome from that standpoint. Just looking forward to seeing what they are bringing to the state of Florida. Absolutely. Well, Dave.
Yeah, very cool.
Now I got to ask you a question real quick, Dave. How many, if you gave a number out there, a rough estimate, how many biker build-offs have you been associated with? Something like this, the one that's coming up next weekend.
You mean like Choppertown Live?
Yes, exactly.
Oh my gosh, I can't even begin to tell you, because with Easy Riders we had our own bike show tour every year, and we would be in 8 different cities, usually in the winter months when people can't ride their bikes as much. We would go to different places and have these enormous bike shows, and then we would also go to all the Born Free type events around the country, which there were more and more in the last, in the years before COVID. It was getting to be like there were a lot of those kind of events, as well as at all the big rallies. There were always, probably 5-6 different bike shows within, like Daytona Bike Week or Sturgis. So yeah, I can't even begin to tell you how many. A lot. Plus the Biker Build-Off TV show, that started because one of our video editors went to work for Discovery Channel, and so anytime they needed a bike builder for those shows, they literally would call me up and say, okay, we need a guy in the north and a guy in the south. We need a young guy. We need an old guy. We need totally different bike styles, and we're going to put them head-to-head against each other. And I'd say, okay, all right, well, how about putting Dave Perowitz against Billy Lane? Let's see what happens there. And it made for good TV,
Now, if I remember, Billy Lane was the dude with the black hair that was kind of dreaded out a little bit. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah,
I watched some of that stuff. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot. Now,
do you remember Dave Perowitz, though?
No. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sure I
he was the one that would talk funny as a Southerner, and someone from up there in New England area.
Oh, he's from New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Up there, he's from Boston.
Yep.
He's Dave Parowitz.
Now, can I put you on the spot for a second? Now, with all these biker build-offs and stuff, and by far there's amazing talent and artistry, how do you think they compare to Orange County choppers?
Let me just say this, guys. Nothing against the Tuttles, but they started out as being decorative fence makers.
Well, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, they had a company that made decorative fencing, and then went, well, we can weld, we could make pipes, But yeah, man, that's funny because there were certain bike builders. Arlen Ness comes to mind that he hated those guys. He really did. He told me, he says, we spent the last 40 years trying to raise bikers up out of the muck and mire, and then these guys come along and ruin the whole thing,
Sorry.
Sorry, Arlen. Sorry.
But at the same time, I would have to say that they did bring more motorcycle awareness to the different masses, I should say. In other words, all of it has been great for kind of rekindling motorcycling from that standpoint.
Absolutely true. We had this phenomenon that happened with the biker build-off shows and Monster Garage and American Chopper, which was the Tuttle show. With all these shows on at the same time, what happened was, we were putting on motorcycle events that were kind of risque back then. And all of a sudden, we had TV commercials on during those shows. So what would happen is kids would be watching these TV shows with their parents, and they'd see an ad for the Easy Riders Bike Show coming, to a town near you, and the kids were saying to their parents, we want to go see the bikes. So all of a sudden, we had families showing up by the droves. We had families coming out of our ears. We had to rent strollers, for God's sake. I'm not kidding. We were renting strollers at an Easy Riders Bike Show. Yeah, and it was great. I mean, people came by the masses, to see all the custom bikes. And we had all of those bike builders. You could meet them right there at the show and get an autograph and all that kind of stuff. It was a big deal back then. Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, man. That's right. So I have in my notes that Corey's going to talk to us a little bit about the sound off.
And we got about another 5 minutes left of the show. Hopefully he's going to make it in here, but
well, let me try to explain as best I can, but it's also, this is part of Thunder by the Bay. So this particular part of the event happens on Sunday, February the 20th. So what they have is Mad Mark Stereo is coming out and putting on what is known as the sound off. And so this is mostly for the guys with the big fancy baggers that have extremely expensive sound systems on their bikes. And so the entry fee is $20. The donation goes to charity, but it's going to be on February 20th. Registration starts at noon at the Sarasota Fairgrounds, and I think they cut it off at 2 because that's when they have the competition meeting. And at 2:30 they start listening to the sounds and figure out who's going to win the big classes here. They have a lightweight class, They have a middleweight class, and they have the big heavyweight class, which is unlimited speakers and just make people's ears bleed, basically.
I can only imagine that, and again, not being there and seeing this, but I would imagine that the sound off, once you kind of pare it down, there's going to be dueling competition with bikes side by side, I would think, right, Dave? I mean,
absolutely. And you know what they do on the big mega heavyweight stuff? We're talking about a guy with a bagger that has behind his bagger a little trailer, and it's painted the same color as the bike, and you're going, oh, that's neat. He's got his camping gear in there. No, he doesn't have his camping gear in there. You know what he has? A bunch of batteries, because he needs the batteries when he's got this enormous stereo, right? And so the stereo is pumping sound out of a gazillion speakers mounted all over the motorcycle, and the batteries are in the little trailer in the back, because otherwise, he would run through the voltage of his battery in a couple of minutes. That would be the end of it.
Wow,
yeah, man, it's wild. It is wild.
Really cranking some amps there through that stereo system. Got to be, yes.
I'm super excited about Saturday for that. I really am. Yes, I'm super excited about it.
You're going to bring your earplugs? Because it's going to be loud.
She's kind of hard of hearing, so I mean.
Oh, thanks. No, I am. That's one of the. I'm very excited about that part of it. So.
Yeah, it's called King and Queen of the Hill Sound Off Competition.
Awesome.
Pretty darn neat. So, I mean, basically what we're saying, folks, is if there's any possible way, get out to Thunder by the Bay, February 19th through the 21st. It is going to be the most amazing couple of days of biker madness imaginable. And we all deserve it now, don't we?
Absolutely. And, Chopper Town, USA is going to be there. It's going to be the custom choppers, biker build off from that standpoint. And again, I want to reiterate, all of the proceeds are benefiting Suncoast Charities for Children, folks. So it's all for a good cause. It gets you out, enjoying some of the Florida weather, and, Thunder by the Bay.
February 19th through the 21st. Dave, we're really disappointed you can't make it down, but we understand.
Me too. We're going to say, let's do it next year.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Gotcha. Absolutely. And hey, if you pick up your Born to Ride magazine, the February issue is out there, folks, and there's all kinds of good information about Thunder by the Bay inside that February issue. And please don't forget to join our Facebook group and be part of the Born to Ride family, because we love you. We want to see you. We want to know where you're from and see your motorcycle. Put your bike in the magazine. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Yes, there are several pages about the Thunder by the Bay in that magazine, that February edition. Check it out at your local bike store. And again, Dave, we thank you so much for being a part of Born to Ride Radio this evening. Stay warm up there in Oregon. Stay dry.
Thank you, brother. Will do.
And we were looking forward to seeing you, but hey, it will happen. Eventually, we'll get you down here to Florida.
Yes, sir. Yes, we will.
Thanks, Dave.
Have a great evening, Dave.
Thank you guys, too.
Okay, bye-bye.
If Instagram is your thing, we're there. We're everywhere. Follow us at #Born to Ride Motorcycle Media, your #1 motorcycle resource.
Yeah, I have to say, Born to Ride has been a big influence on my trailer sales in the last 2 or 3 months. It's been nothing but a big surprise. I mean, the magazine articles, everything in the commercials, it's been nothing but the best of help to me in my business.
Is your business becoming invisible? Create a great advertising relationship today with Born to Ride. Call 888-795-5779.
This is the Boss Hogg Radio Network. 1170 AM WKFL Bushnell, 1330 AM WWAB Lakeland Plant City, 1360 AM WHNR Cypress Gardens Winter Haven, and 1390 AM and 107.5 FM WAVP and W298BU FM Avon Park.